animals that were trapped in this underwater pocket cave that are now unleashed. Like, that's the plot of Piranha 3D, right? Am I remembering that correctly? I remember that being that plot. It's also this plot. 47 meters down. Uncaged. So 47 meters down, Uncaged is the sequel to 47 meters down, kind of, in title only. Because, I mean, let's face it, it's the brand, right? Everything has to have a brand. It's Hollywood, it's entertainment. What's the brand? Something needs a brand. If it's gonna stand out, let's stick to the brand. The brand is the name 47 meters down. Without it, it's just a shark movie, and it doesn't have anything to do with 47 meters down, so it's like they had this script that was this shark movie. It was like, all right, we'll just call that the sequel to 47 Meters Down. And in 47 Meters Down, Uncaged, this group of high school girls that go off grid and they do cave diving in these underwater ruins in Mexico, and there are sharks down there, blind sharks, and they're terrorizing them, and these girls need to escape. And the movie's, come on. I mean, I get it. We all love sharks, right? Like, everyone loves sharks. Sharks have a week. Like, Jesus Christ himself has a weekend. Good Friday to Easter Sunday, but sharks, they get a whole week. New Messiah 2019. Jahns. But it's just a generic monster movie or generic shark movie or generic underwater things are trying to kill us movie. Like the original 47 Meters Down, at a point I kind of got bored, but I got what they were going for. They were treating it like a thriller. It was very claustrophobic. There were only 2 people down there, so you had enough dialogue to go back and forth, but there weren't so many people to where it's like, all right, strength in numbers is working for you, and now it doesn't feel as perilous. This movie goes against that. It's funny because you're in these underwater caves, you're in these underwater ruins. It should feel more claustrophobic, but there's so much light, it doesn't feel as claustrophobic as just the darkness of being 47 meters down. I don't even think they are 47 meters down in this movie. I think they're about 20, maybe. But really, there's strength in numbers in this movie. There are a few people together, so you're like, oh, it's not as scary. It's not as claustrophobic. It's not as isolated feeling. Which, okay, they're not going for thriller, they're going for what the movie is, which is monster movie. So these girls need to start biting it, right? Like they need to start dying. That's why they're there. And at a point they do, but there was this one part where someone just like, oh my God, she's dead. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know who that was. Like the next scene, I was like, oh, okay, it was that one. But at the time, didn't help me at the time. So yeah, generic is what I would use to describe this movie. It was just kind of a generic underwater monster movie where it's like, oh, we gotta survive, oh, we're getting picked off. Oh, they're blind sharks. That's a twist. Not enough of a twist. I mean, it could lend itself to some cool stuff. And they use it in the movie a little bit, but not to the extent that they could. Like really, in the end, when a shark's coming after someone, they're still like, screaming and flailing. It's like you're just calling the shark to you. There was one cool scene where they used sound to distract the sharks, but that was the scene. I'm rambling, so I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but I've said what I needed to say. Like, we all have those days, right? Those days where we're like, I'm not even gonna try today. I'm just gonna phone it in at my job. And you show up enough to do the job, but you're clearly just kind of sleepwalking through the whole day. It's like that, but an entire film production. You don't get attached to anyone. You don't care about anyone. And a couple times they actually quite literally do jump the shark. Well, I guess it's still figuratively. I mean, there's sharks in the movie. No one actually physically jumps over one that I remember. This movie did not grab me. It kind of checked out at a point. You know the whole monologue I just had about floating through your job? That was me watching this. I was saying I'm just not gonna remember this one in T-1 day. Yep, already forgot. So what's the cheesiest shark movie you've ever seen? Like, usually I'm like, what's your favorite this? No, we're going the opposite direction. Give me the cheese. Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.